Just before we get into the video, remember custom tactics are very subjective. Just because they work for me does not mean they will necessarily work for you. But if you are watching this video, let's just say these custom tactics would have worked pretty damn well for me. As well, make sure to check me out on Twitch. We stream 5 days a week at 11 AM UK time. Welcome everybody back to another custom tactics video. Today we're going to be paying attention to the 4-3-2-1 formation. On your screen right now, you're seeing a 4-3-3, so you're probably confused. You're going, Davis, 4-3-3, that is not the 4-3-2-1, I've been scammed. No, you have not. Basically, this year, what EA have done with the 4-3-2-1 formation is they have made it, if I can eventually find it, they have made it centre forwards. 2 centre forwards instead of a right forward and a left forward. And in my opinion, for this formation to work well, you want to have winger-like players on the left and on the right. So modern problems require modern solutions. We are going to start off as a 4-3-3 so we can get the wingers in, right? Because you want wingers in this formation. But what we have done is for the custom tactics, instead of balanced being the actual custom tactics, the new balanced for this custom tactics video or this example will be under defensive. And I recommend you guys do the same. So these defensive ones aren't actually your defensive custom tactics. We'll get into them shortly anyways, but these are not actually your defensive custom tactics. This is going to be your balanced. Ultra defensive is going to be your normal defensive, and attacking will be your attacking like usual, alright? And then ultra attacking we haven't done today. Ultra attacking you'd probably want to go for a different formation altogether, but let's get into it, boys, alright? So heading into the custom tactics, as I said, the defensive is going to work as the balanced custom tactics, so you're going to want to go into the game on defensive, switch down to defensive straight away, and this is how you'll want to start the game. Then if you were to go maybe a goal up or 2 goals up, you can go to ultra defensive, which is your technically just normal defensive ones. And if you are behind and you want to flick it up to attacking, then you can do that also. Now for our balanced, aka defensive custom tactics, for defensive style is just balanced. The width is at 45 and we match the defensive width with the offense width. It's a bit of a tongue twister. The reason is it's a relatively wide formation, so 45 width is the key. The depth for defense is 50, just absolutely fine, bang on in the middle. If you're a little bit more confident with defending, you can bump that up to 55 or 60, but if you're a little bit less confident, didn't mean to do that, if you're a little bit less confident, then you can flick it down to 45. It all just depends on how good you are as a manual defender. Now for the build-up play, we're keeping that on balance, but we do have chance creation of direct passing. I love direct passing this year. If you do want a little bit more attacking, then you can go for a fast build up, but I think balance is the right ideal mixture, especially once this is just a balanced custom tactics. You go balance, direct passing, and for the fast build up, I will show you guys the attacking ones soon, but spoiler alert, it is going to be the ones for the attacking ones will be fast build up, but balance, direct passing fits absolutely perfect. 3 players in the box, you could actually up that to 4 if you want, and in fact I probably should have upped that to 4, but we don't have too much players in the box yet because I mean you just don't need them. If you want some more players in the box, once again it's all kind of just up to you, but as long as you've got your striker in the box, he's the most important player to be in the box, so as long as your target man, your central striker's in the box, you'll be golden. For the instructions, speaking of our target man, Karim Benzema is going to be on stay central and stay forward. Gabriel Jesus and Vinicius Jr., who are my technically centre forwards according to EA, are going to just be on balanced and get in behind. Now for the midfield 3, you kind of want to have a more defensive styled player, one that can play as a box-to-box, and one that's a more attacking one, and we have got exactly that. You could debate we've got 2 defensive ones with Zakaria and Tchouaméni, but the way they play is absolutely fine anyway. Now with your CDM, your central midfielder will work as a CDM. Now, you're going to want to choose him and you're going to want to have him on cover center and stay back while attacking, so you still have that player in between the defense and the midfield line almost. Your more box-to-box or attacking one, you want to just keep him on balanced everything, keep him on cover wing as well. Cover wing is very important. Now, your more attacking one, I have got on cover wing but get forward. If you do not have an attacking one, then that's fine, you can just keep him on balanced as well, but I do think it does pay to have like a Bernardo Silva, maybe a Kevin De Bruyne, and Martin Odegaard type of player that can play centre mid, but they're also good going forward, because you will notice they will venture forward quite a bit, especially if you have get forward on. I do like that a lot. Now the reason we have cover wings on our centre mids is because our fullbacks we're going to keep on balanced, but you will notice your fullbacks will make quite a lot of overlapping runs even when you are just on balance, which you guys will see some examples in the gameplay soon. Now heading over to defensive, okay, so technically that was our balance for defensive. Now, although it's under ultra defensive, this is for just defensive, right? So maybe if you were to go a goal or two up and you want to slow it down, we have gone for drop back with this. I know drop back, but to be fair, drop back is not as overpowered as it was, especially in FIFA 21. But drop back for width and depth is just 45. Once again, you can narrow that depth down a little bit depending on the situation you're in. If you're like one goal up and there's 5 minutes left, yeah, scroll, put it all the way down. But if you are maybe say 1-0 up in the 70th minute or a 1 goal up in the 70th minute, then I think 40 to 45 will be absolutely fine. For the build-up play, we've got on slow build-up and position. You just want to try and keep that ball. You want to play slowly. You want to try and get as much position as possible. Do not mistake this as in playing it around the back, because that is just a death wish, isn't it? You just want to play it up slowly. You'll still create some chances if you slowly build up, especially because if you are going defensive, your opponent is most likely attacking. Therefore, it leaves a very good opportunity for you to hit him on the counter, because his attacking custom tactics would probably have a relatively high depth. Therefore, he'd have a high defense line, and over the top through balls could be the go-to. So if you do really want to abuse that style, you 100% could go ahead and choose forward runs. Where is it? Trying to find it here. Long ball and forward runs if you really want to. But that's just once again dependent, and it all depends on your opponent. So just keep that on slow build up and position. That was just an example I gave you. I got a bit sidetracked. Keep the width on 45 for the instructions. Our striker we're going to have on stay central still, but this time we'll just bump him down from stay forward and we'll have him on basic. Our wingers this time are comeback on defense, still get in behind, but they are going to both be on comeback on defense. Bernardo Silva, so your more attacking centre mid, you will just have on cover wing and balanced. And now your other centre mid, who is your more box to box one, will it be on stay back, along with your CDM being on cover centre and stay back. Your two fullbacks as well will also be stay back. Do not mistake though, your fullbacks even on stay back while attacking will still occasionally make some runs, especially if you've got some relatively attacking minded fullbacks like I do with João Cancelo. Now for attacking, alright, we're going to have press after possession loss. The width will just keep it 45. The depth is going to be up at 65. And for the build-up play, it is fast build-up with forward runs, alright. Keeping the width at 45, we've got some more players in the box here as well. Do want to say as well, a press after possession loss will, I say, eat your player's stamina. It won't eat it up like constant pressure would, but it would still most definitely eat your player's stamina up. So I'll probably only go for press after possession loss, go attacking for maybe 25-30 minute periods of time, and maybe if you are a goal down or 2 goals down even, then you can go attacking, try get 1 or 2 back, and then drop back down to balance maybe. I just wouldn't go on this all long, or this custom tactic all too long, because it will eat up your player's stamina. Mainly your attackers and midfielders' stamina, as they'll often be the ones that will be pressing your opponents. You won't really be in a situation where your defender will be pressing them. So just be a little bit wary with this when it comes to the stamina, but it should be fine. Constant pressure, on the other hand, I would stay away from, unless it is like literally 3 or 5, like maybe 5 in-game minutes left, you're a goal down. Then sure, you can flick it up to constant pressure and just pause it in-game and flick it to constant pressure. But that will like literally destroy your player's stamina. So press after possession loss will be fine. It's kind of that hot spot where they press for 7 seconds, they don't get too tired, but they also get a little bit more tired, a little bit fatigued, especially if you do not win the ball back. Then it was all of that for nothing. But still, it gives you a good opportunity, and your opponent as well, if he does not have a cool head, 9 times out of 10, they will give up possession some way or another. Maybe they're trying to be a rat, put it in the corner, you're pressing them, they're going to probably freak out and they might kick it out, you might win a corner, something little like that, which who knows, could lead to the eventual winner. The instructions for our striker is stay central and stay forward. Attacking runs is still on mixed. Our right forward and left forward, who are still technically now centre forwards, which I don't understand, are both on get in behind and stay forward. Our centre mid and Bernardo Silva, our more attacking one, is just going to be on get forward as well, keeping him the same. Zakaria was still going to have on cover centre and stay back, mainly just because you want to always have some player at least staying back. You don't want to, risk losing possession and then you hit on the counter, you've got no one there. Now, Tushimini as well as cover wing and balanced. Our fullbacks are going to be on overlap as well. So once again, make sure your centre mids, your right and left centre mid are on cover wing. Make sure your central one is on cover centre. But as I said, more specifically, make sure your right and left centre mid are on cover wing, especially when you are attacking or in balance, because your right backs and left backs will make lots of forward runs. And if they do get caught out, you want someone covering that wing. Let's get into some gameplay examples. So we are on a defensive for the sake of of a clip, which once again does work as our balanced. Now, as you can see, when we are building up, what I want you guys to pay attention with in this clip is the positioning of all of our attackers, right? So we give the ball up to Gabriel Jesus, who is our right centre forward. Now that he's got the ball, as you can see, right next to him is Karim Benzema, who is our striker. He has come short for the pass, which means our centre mid on get forward and our left centre forward, which for me is Bernardo Silva and Vinicius, have some open space to run into. Now, this is why it is so important having a centre mid on get forward, because I've got some space to run into, and you will notice them in quite a few attacking positions. Now, you've got two options here. You could play it to Benzema and then obviously your centre mid or your left centre forward. We did try give it to Vinicius and sadly we did miss. Now in this clip here, this is going to showcase the overlapping with the fullbacks. As you can see, Cancelo right here, he is currently on balanced, which it seems crazy considering that run that he is making, but he is literally on balanced here, right? He is on balanced attack, he is on, I think, occasionally overlap, I think mixed overlapping, something like that, and he was still getting forward, right? So your fullbacks are heavily involved, which once again goes back to my original point on why you should have your centre mids on cover wing, because if Cancelo did have a ball and he lost out on it, then you know, you're going to be getting attacked on that right side, so you want to have your right centre mid covering that wing. So I hope you guys did enjoy the breakdown for my custom tactics, player instructions, and some gameplay examples of this 4-3-2-1 formation. All in all, I do really like this, and what I really like about it is having that versatility in the midfield. Once again, as I said, having a defensive, more box-to-box, and more attacking, kind of just all fits in and works really well. You've got a very balanced lineup when it comes to both attacking and defending, which is why I do like this formation quite a bit. Personally, I do like the 4-2-3-1 the most. If you want to check out my 4-2-3-1 custom tactics, that's also on the channel. But so far this year, I've done a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, 4-3-2-1, and a 4-2-3-1. The 4-2-3-1 with the 3 cams and 2 DMs, in my opinion, so far is my favorite. Once again, that video is right here, or right over there, or right... It's on the screen now, so click it if you want. Much love, boys, and I'll see you later.